In this video, we're going to talk about surfing alone. And when I say surfing alone, I mean alone, like no one else in the water. Mainly, we're going to just talk about what are some of the risks of surfing alone, some of the benefits of surfing alone. And the other thing I want to do is just give a quick journey update on my own personal journey of surfing, which is right now to catch and ride at unbroken waves. I started surfing about 2 months ago. It's just kind of been something that I wanted to do for a long time, but never had the opportunity. And it just seems like now's the right time to do that. My journey's a little bit harder because obviously, you can see the gray in my beard. I'm much older and overweight and all those issues, but still definitely trying to live out this dream in my life right now. Made a lot of progress still, but I still have not actually been able to kind of catch that green wave and ride it, but continue to get better. And if you stick away around to the end of this video, I'll show some of my epic wipeouts from the last session. It was definitely a little bit of a more sketchy day, so feel free to watch me get tumbled around in some ways for a little bit. If you some of the risks that I'm most aware about when I surf is obviously I'm always worried about riptides. I'm worried about marine life, and I'm worried about some type of injury, mainly like a concussion or a broken bone. That can happen obviously from bumping into your board, getting knocked into some rocks, being in the shallow water and twisting an ankle or something like that. But those risks are always present every time I go out in the water. I feel like I'm a little bit more cautious when I'm alone, because the honest truth is that when you're alone, there's nobody that can help you. There's nobody that can save you. There's not really even anybody that can call for help if you get in a bad situation. And so, with those risks, you kind of, basically have a higher probability to potentially drown if you're not able to figure out, that situation that you could find yourself in. So, to me, since I've started surfing, I don't really know anybody in my friend group or peer group or age group that's interested in surfing. So I'm always going by myself, but generally there's other surfers in the water, and that always makes me feel better. But the last two times that I've gone, there hasn't been people in the water, and it just has an airy feeling to that. It just makes you be more cautious. And I think the problem with being cautious, why it's good to be cautious, there are risks with surfing. Often learning comes from, challenging yourself, being willing to make mistakes, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone a little bit. And when you're in a cautious place, it's really hard to get that, growth. I don't want to say there's no benefit from being there in the water at all. But if you're too cautious, it does definitely hinder your progression. So that's definitely another kind of negative side effect of surfing alone. Another, just kind of negative of surfing alone is that when there's not other surfers in the water, you really just don't get to learn from people that are better than yourself. As a new surfer, pretty much everybody there is better than me, and that gives me a lot of people that I can watch and learn from. One of the things I like to watch about new surfers is specifically where are they positioning themselves, how are they angling their boards and the waves. What does their pop-up technique look like, how low they are, how high they are when they ride their boards, just different things to kind of play around and test. And I think when you're alone, you don't really get to watch other people do it. And I think one of the ways that you definitely can learn is by watching people that are really good surfing in the waves, the same waves that you're in the same locations that you're in. So with all those negatives, I guess one would ask, well, then why would you ever want to surf alone? And I'm sure everybody has a different reason for surfing alone. I think some people would probably be thankful to surf alone because they surf in very crowded places where there are a lot of surfers. So having the opportunity to be able to catch as many waves as you want, I mean, I'm sure that definitely would feel really good to some people. Maybe benefit to surfing alone is that maybe it's a little bit more of a spiritual situation when you are out there alone and by yourself. You just kind of realize how small and vulnerable you are in the universe, and that's a very spiritual feeling as well too. And I think for me personally, the reason that I would want to do it is I don't get that many opportunities to go to the beach. Definitely kind of in the class of weekend warrior, and so the honest truth is if I only wait for good conditions to go, then I'm just not going to be able to go that much. And for me, just being in the water, practicing paddling, practicing, timing and positioning and learning to read waves and just, everything that goes with that, the conditioning aspects to try to get in better shape and get stronger. That all comes from being in the ocean. And so, me personally, while it's definitely not an ideal situation, it's definitely a very eerie situation. While I'm in a very cautious state when I do it, I still feel like I'm getting something out of it. And that's why, for the last two times I have gone and I've gone by myself and, it's sketchy, but at the same time, I just try to make sure that I don't put myself in a super bad situation, and be a little bit more mindful of that. That's a way that I can get some of the benefits of surfing, without, risking too much as well as that goes. So yeah, if you made it to the end, definitely check out my tumble video from this last surf session. It was definitely a beat down. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.